Hey, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts-Weinstein. Today we're going to talk about what should you get first, your LLC or corporation or your trademark application on file. So the short answer is, in a perfect world, you would first form your LLC or corporation and then file your trademark application. But I say that with a caveat because I don't want you to get stuck and delay on the trademark. So let's break this down so you can make the best decision. So first, here's the thing, is that if you're going to form an LLC or corporation, that's what's going to run your business, you want the trademark to be owned by it. Probably. And I say probably because there are times where you actually form a separate entity for your trademarks, or when you own the trademark outright personally. I mean, that can get into a lot of details that we're not talking about here on this video. But let's assume you want your LLC or corporation to own the trademark eventually. It's great if you can just start out that way. It will simplify things so you don't have to do an assignment later. So there's no awkwardness later when you claim what your statement of use is. You prove up the specimen and the first date of first use for that trademark. So it can make things a lot more simple if you're able to do that. But here's the issue with that, is I'll sometimes have clients who come in who want to form an LLC or corporation eventually and want to get their trademark on file. But they haven't formed the LLC or corporation yet because they don't have the cash to do all these things at once, because they're not actually starting the business yet. They haven't yet launched. They're not getting funding. They don't need the LLC corporation yet. So they delay on filing the trademark application until they do the LLC corporation. This can be a big problem. And why is that? Well, first, if you're not yet using your trademark in commerce, you're not monetized yet, you haven't launched yet, then filing the trademark application gets you dibs. Like, that's the date. So other people can't file trademark applications on the same thing, or if they start using it, whatever, like that's your date where you get dibs as of. And that's if you're filing an intent to use application. So you don't want to delay that. You want to get that date. Also, it takes a really long time now for trademarks to get looked at. It used to be 3 months. It's not anymore. If I file a trademark application today, right now, it's about 9 months before they look at it. That's a really long time, and you might have launched by then, depending upon the kind of business that you're in. And you don't want to have to rebrand because you get your trademark denied that far out in the future. So if you are delaying doing the LLC or corporation for whatever reason, you're not ready yet, you haven't figured out all those things yet, you don't need it yet, you're trying to save money, especially if you're in somewhere like California where there's a $800 a year franchise fee, even if your business makes no money as soon as you form an LLC or corporation, in most cases, not all of them, then I'd probably just go ahead and file the trademark first, because I don't want you to delay that. I don't want you to delay to find out if your branding works. I don't want you to not get your date. But here's the ramification if you do that. There's a couple of ramifications. Number one, whenever you do form your LLC or corporation, you have to assign that trademark to it. So it's a formal process where you have to create some paperwork and you have to file it with the trademark office. And it's not hard. It just has to be done. And it's very common for people to neglect to go ahead and do that. The second issue is if you file an intent to use application. So when you file an intent to use application, that owner needs to be the one that's going to use it. So it can kind of create awkwardness if you form an LLC or corporation in the middle. So that's one of the reasons it can be better to form the LLC or corporation first, because then you don't have weirdness later that if the owner, you personally, isn't actually using the trademark, it's your LLC or corporation, that can create awkwardness. So the bottom line is, if you are able to, I highly recommend forming your LLC or corporation first so it can own your trademark. That simplifies a lot of problems. But if it's going to be 6 months or a year before you form the LLC or corporation, I just want to go ahead and get that trademark on file so it can run out the clock and you can find out whether or not your branding is going to be accepted by the Patent and Trademark Office, and also you get that filing date. But just be aware, you're going to have to kind of fix those things later, and you want to make sure that you're able to do that at a later time. Again, this is attorney Elizabeth Potts-Weinstein. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, feel free to leave them in a comment below. Like, subscribe for more videos like this. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.